Hello and welcome to Talk to the Fish, where we help you become the diver you've always dreamed of being. Now we've got a question from the viewer, Guilty Pleasure, who asks, what about light diffusion underwater? Ah yes, the classic question from divers who think photography is just pointing and shooting.
Actually, Jack, it's an incredibly relevant topic for underwater photographers. Let's shine a light on another way the underwater world plays tricks on our vision. Light diffusion.
The sneaky cousin of refraction. Go on, enlighten us.
While refraction bends light, diffusion happens when light gets scattered in many directions.
So instead of a straight path, light decides to take the scenic route underwater.
That's right. Light rays from the sun or your dive light bump into tiny particles floating in water, microscopic plankton, algae, bits of sand, or even pollution.
Don't forget our bubbly contributions. Every exhale creates more obstacles for those poor light rays.
When light hits these particles or bubbles, it bounces off randomly. As it travels deeper, it scatters more and more. That's diffusion.
It's similar to trying to walk through a crowded fish market. You start with a destination, but keep bumping into shoppers, forcing you to zigzag your way through. The light rays feel our pain.
Understanding this explains why visibility changes with water conditions. Clear versus silty water creates very different environments.
So what impact does this underwater light show have on us divers? Let's swim into the practical side.
This scattering of light creates several important consequences for divers underwater. First, we experience reduced visibility.
The notorious underwater fog effect. Nothing makes your buddy vanish faster than some stirred-up sediment.
Since light isn't traveling directly from objects to your eyes, it's bouncing everywhere. Less direct light reaches you. Distant objects get lost in scattered light, creating that hazy appearance.
And that means a shorter line of sight, making navigation trickier and buddy tracking a real challenge.
It resembles walking through thick fog or mist. Distant objects disappear, and everything looks washed out.
The second consequence blurs our perception, right?
Yes, we experience loss of contrast and detail. The scattered light comes from all directions, not just from what you're looking at. This diffused light fills in shadows and reduces brightness differences.
Everything turns flatter than a flounder. Those gorgeous coral textures, those intricate fish patterns, they all blur together.
It makes distinguishing shapes, textures, and small features on marine life much harder.
Imagine viewing a masterpiece painting in a room with harsh, overhead fluorescent lights. All those beautiful subtleties just disappear.
The third effect is backscatter, which happens when using dive light.
The infamous snowstorm effect, just when you thought your fancy dive light would save the day.
Your light beam illuminates particles directly in front of your mask, scattering light back toward your eyes, creating bright spots in your field of vision.
It's the underwater equivalent of driving with high beams during a snowstorm. That blinding glare makes it impossible to see what's ahead. The very tool meant to help becomes your worst visibility enemy.
That's why proper lighting technique is so crucial for underwater photography and navigation in low visibility conditions.
You know what? This reminds me of something a viewer asked. Is diving in murky water comparable to having cataracts? What do you think, Regis?
That's an interesting comparison. A cataract is a medical condition where the natural lens inside your eye becomes cloudy.
So instead of the crystal clear viewfinder we're born with, it's as if someone smeared the lens with petroleum jelly?
Quite right. Normally, the lens is clear and focuses light sharply onto your retina. With cataracts, the cloudy lens scatters light before it reaches the back of your eye.
So, different villains, but the same crime against our vision?
The cause differs. Cloudy lens versus particles in water, but the visual consequences are remarkably similar.
Both give you that forgot my mask prescription look. Everything turns fuzzy and indistinct.
Both conditions reduce vision clarity. Underwater diffusion makes the world look hazy and limits visibility distance, while cataracts blur vision and reduce overall clarity.
And that contrast problem we talked about underwater, cataracts pull the same dirty trick.
Indeed. Both scatter light in ways that wash out the scene, making it difficult to distinguish details, especially in challenging light conditions.
No wonder my grandfather with cataracts struggled with his crossword puzzles. The same way I strained to spot tiny nudibranchs in silty water.
The good news is that while cataracts require surgery, underwater visibility issues can often be managed with proper techniques and equipment.
Before we run out of airtime, any final thoughts to illuminate our viewers, Regis?
Remember that understanding light behavior underwater doesn't just improve your vision, it transforms how you approach photography, navigation, and even appreciate the marine environment's true colors.
Huge thanks to Regis for brightening our day with all this knowledge. That's all for today on Talk to the Fish, where we're always swimming in information. I'd say today's show was crystal clear, but apparently nothing underwater actually is. My entire career might be based on optical illusions. Next week, we tackle the underwater world's most misunderstood grump, scorpionfish, nature's proof that even fish need therapy. We'll discover why these camouflage masters are so determined to look perpetually offended. Until then, fellow divers, keep scattering your curiosity through the ocean. And remember, even when visibility drops, never lose sight of your sense of wonder. See you next tide.
Forget all the troubles and blues. Dive into the blue. Oh yes, talk to the fish.